look you up. Who conjured you out of a dark pit? And why? Now, keep going. Now, what didn't you like about it?
I just like they're well-made movies, well-directed, but I just don't like any of the characters.
Now, I'm curious. Now, did you read the books or not?
No.
Okay. I have a feeling you disappointed your dad with this observation.
Not the first time.
Son, nobody wears a vest without a jacket.
So just the movies themselves, characters are just fun. Like, I think The Hobbit and all Star Wars. I like Bilbo Baggins more as a protagonist than I really thought.
I actually agree. I don't have anything against Elijah Wood. The nature of the story is a real character more than it's Sam. I punched your arm, Mr. Frodo, and I'm going with you.
Stop calling at me, Sam.
But no, when I saw the first movie, when I saw Fellowship, I actually had a real problem getting into these movies because, like, I read the first book, and I was a touch of a purist. I just had this way I thought it should go, and I thought they changed way too much, and I thought the pacing and the cutting and everything was just really choppy.
The midi-chlorians didn't make sense.
Wait, I just want to get this straight. You're a touch of a purist, but you love the Hobbit movies. Oh, no. What the hell? No, I'll tell you, just the first one, I'll tell you why. Because the Hobbit is the Fellowship of the Ring I never got, in my opinion. That's why I like the first Hobbit. Which also wasn't the Hobbit. So I never got the Hobbit, and you finally got the Fellowship. Well, everybody's disappointed in some way. That's what's so great about it. But I've heard that argument before that, like, there's just sort of a wise man with the game, the wide-eyed young person who doesn't understand the world but is going to, the tough, rough guy, and, the Legolas, the pretty-looking woman. Yeah, I know, that's a joke. But I definitely heard that before, and there definitely are people that can't get into those movies as much. I haven't heard the characters as much, so that's very interesting. Have you been held? Oh, you guys are fixing the mics. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, no, definitely heard that before. So, yeah, you're not alone on that. Let's see. Michael, why don't you pick the next one? I'll be talking to you later, by the way.
I have two that I like that I don't think anybody else in the world likes.
All right.
The first one is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
You like?
I love it.
Okay.
It's so romantic, they have great chemistry, and it makes fun of relationships.
Thanks, Talking Tiger!
Is the other one Death to Smoochie?
The other one's Space Jam.
You like Space Jam? Who doesn't like Space Jam?
I have so much flack for that, because I'm a nerd.
Yeah, I've got
Of course you like the cartoon out of it.
There's a lot of people who like Space Jam. I can't stand it. We are pilgrims in an unholy land.
I get his inconsistencies, but Happy Gilmore has a lot of inconsistencies, and people still love it.
Yeah, but if you told me Happy Gilmore's was the Looney Tunes, I'd be pretty pissed off. Yeah, that's true.
Watch that.
But no, there's with How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, made a lot of money, and I know a lot of people.
I get so much grief, though.
Well, maybe you should take the tiger suit off. People take it more seriously.
What suit?
So no, definitely a lot of people saw that as a big hit. So you definitely know that one. Space Jam, same thing, huge hit. And it has an audience, and it definitely has a crowd. And like I said, I definitely don't like it, but there's a lot of people that just like seeing the Looney Tunes with Michael Jordan, and it's like I kind of understand that. I can go to Six Flags Great America and probably see that. Yeah, that ain't happening. Everyone's like, yeah, we're gonna make it out with LeBron James. Yeah, I can see a Hollywood head saying, you know what, LeBron James, and he'll make money. Yeah. So yeah, no, you're definitely not alone on
I
that.
think it's because they're old.
Because LeBron James is real charismatic, right? Yeah. Ryan, why don't you pick the next one? You know what? I totally dig Hawaiian shirts.
Man of Steel was a competent movie.
You left out the "in" part of that.
It wasn't fantastic, but it was mildly enjoyable.
Yeah, what did you like about it?
I just
a ringing endorsement.
a new take on Superman. Like, Superman is not an easy character to write because a lot of people view as like bland, you know, something, a character that just sits there and you're supposed to project yourself onto him. And you know what? Trying something new, if it doesn't work out entirely, you know what? I enjoyed myself.
So for you, even if you're saying it didn't work entirely, you still like that they tried something new and they
Yes.
made the attempt to it. I can definitely understand that.
They made an effort at it. I'm not a huge fan of Zack Snyder, but you know, I give him the pass on that one. The product placement was terrible though.
Okay, can I just say this? To counter that argument, because I hear that all the time, it's a new take on Superman. It's the Richard Donner film all over again. Nobody sees this? It's the exact. We got Zod. We got Superman starting off on Krypton. He's sent to Krypton. Like, there's like only.
The father dies.
The father dies. There's like only a handful of things that are new, and it was like, oh, his father dies by a tornado and he chooses to die. That may be new, but it's not any good.
But no, as you probably see, when I did the review, I mean, there's this big thing of people saying, like, your guys, there's this big thing about, like, you know, you can't review because people are too split on it and people are just going to explode, you know, because there is such a split. And both sides are so passionate about it.
Let's ask the comic book guy here. Your thoughts.
I can sum up everything that was wrong in Man of Steel with one gesture.
But no, there is definitely it made a ton of money. They're making a sequel with Ben Affleck as Batman. We'll see how that turns out.
You're not alone.
Yeah, but I mean, there are definitely a lot of people who did like that movie, and you know, when I did the review too, I was saying to myself, I really tried to sort of sympathize, saying, what is it that people are liking about it? Because I really couldn't see it. And yeah, I think there is something where, you know, if people do want to see something that, you know, they want to see their hero, but they want to see him, you know, darker. And I think when they say darker, they want to see him take on something even tougher. And I think the stuff that they chose for the audience they're going for is darker.
Darker.
Well, literally, yeah, like a little color. But no, there's definitely a lot of people that, like I said, made a lot of money if they're making a sequel. They're not making a Superman Returns 2, you know, I mean, they're making Man of Steel 2. I mean, so there's definitely a lot of people
That was also the Donner trilogy.
And can I ask Doug one last question?
Sure, go ahead.
Because I have to. Buddy, where are my pants? Nobody's noticed that yet. That's what I'm doing here.
Oh, you have no pants.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
But we could see your pants.
Yeah, well, that's it. Let's see. Let's do a person standing up all the way in the back there. You're being talked to. Okay, well, we'll give this person one you pick. Yeah, I was talking to you. So, I already picked her, so we'll do you first. Okay.
Wow, that's dark.
I don't think you can top. I didn't mind this guy too much, though, surprisingly. I didn't like the movie, but I thought the guy was okay. But yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna top Reeves. I love that. I didn't watch the movie, but I know. Yeah, my guess is you probably would not like it. So, he was really good. Yeah, no, he's my favorite too. Awesome. We got it. Best. So, Brian, why don't you pick the next one there?
Oh, thank you. Okay, science guy.
When I say this is usually the part that I like the new RoboCop movie, but when I say I like the new RoboCop movie better than the old one, that's where it gets the real.
Now, what did you? I've seen the old one. I haven't seen the new one. What did you like about the new one?
Well, it's
Better, I
just-
should say.
Well, it's just with the new one, the characters were a bit more relatable because it just mainly being about the main RoboCop fan actually managed to make the side characters a bit more relatable, and the fan they actually played a role as to the new one. It's just a flashback that happened. That's just not a real family because he will remember happened, but there's also trouble inside it's tough times.
You like that there was more focus on the family and they made it a little bit more three-dimensional with his past and there's much more of a connection.
I just have to laugh because you're giving our Adventure Time people on Skype here like a heart attack. The facial expressions like, what? No.
And also, this part I'm really probably want to yell at me about, but I just didn't like the Ann Lois
In the original or the new one?
In the original,
Ah.
the woman. When they
There's a lot of women. You mean the wife? You mean the side?
Partner.
The partner? Okay.
When they met, they only met for one day, and then he died. And somehow she has a really good bond with him that's just unrealistic.
Okay. No, I can say so. You like that there was more time dedicated to like the connections between the people and stuff like that in the new one. It is like because RoboCop is very much an you know, an 80s fuck yeah movie where it's like you're mostly watching it for guns and satire and sort of dark humor and stuff. But there is that character there too with him going back to his family. But I see what you're talking about too because the family stuff is all the traditional flashback with the white border slow mo, just oh honey. I mean, it's and you like this new one because it's much more relatable because you see more of like the down times and the hard times as well. So I can see that.
I actually haven't seen it. Eventually I'll get around to watching it, but one of the issues I had was PG-13.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have no desire to see this on the big screen then.
Why did he still have his hand? I mean, in the movie they say they could save the arm, but then they throw it away. But in the sequel, he still has a human hand, and I don't get
I
that.
think that was a reference to the old book because they said that they managed to catch more than he had.
Uh-huh.
Easter egg for that one.
I guess he looks like a Metal Gear Solid character.
Well, it actually opens up like great.
There you go. So no, awesome. Good one there. Let's see. Not much big next one.
Let's see.
Unironically, what I really like is that
Now, what do you like about it?
Unironically?
Is it even
You
possible to
have
like
5
it
seconds to
ironically?
explain before we review the scripts.
Okay.
Everything said at face value that this film basically is going to be rated for that and COVID expected. And it actually can be a really good comedy in that. And also, I think what makes it work is all the budget.
Isn't that liking it ironically then?
No, but it's like, I think actually enjoy it more experience.
Okay, I guess if you look at it as a comedy, I mean, we do kind of enjoy like Arnold's performance in particular.
Yeah, we
because
do.
it's just so
No,
crazy.
honestly, every time I do this panel, that is one that pops up a lot. It is Batman Robin. And there are people that are just, I think when James Rolfe did his Batman-a-thon, whatever, and he talked about that movie, he says, look, this one sucks, the big one, don't get me wrong, but he's like, to its credit, it's a comedy. It's meant to be a comedy. It's meant to be a throwback to the 60s Batman, and everything else in the Adam West one is there, and he says for that is fine, but that's not what people want.
My
to see.
only argument would be watch the Adam West film because it does it better.
Yeah.
You don't need $8 billion.
Some days you just can't find a place to throw away a bomb.
It's the shark repellent scene that's me.
But no, I definitely, I've heard that a lot, that if you take it as a comedy, it's much more enjoyable and much more funny. So no, you're definitely not alone out there. There's a lot of people that like it for that, just for how silly it is. Let's see, let's do a young lady with the glasses there in the brownish sweater. Yes.
Alright. I actually really like the Star Wars prequels.
I always get that too, I hear that a lot.
I like the Star Wars prequels.
God, I'm surrounded. Now, what do you like about them?
Unfortunately, I think it was mostly my age. I'm only 22 when it came out. I was quite young. And it's like, Star Wars character around my age? Yay!
Now that's something, that's something we hear a lot too, is that you like something because you grew up with it, you were younger, and you related to really happy times and liking stuff when you're younger. The nostalgia goggles can definitely play a big part of that.
Well, no, I've even gone back and rewatched them like, they're still pretty good.
You still like them even then? I mean, now you can still watch them and be like, no, I really can defend these movies and not just I like the nostalgia, but you genuinely can't explain why you
If I
like
were
it.
to actually defend them, I haven't watched them for a couple years now. I could probably watch them all in a row and just be like, alright, this is why I like these.
Okay, no, fair enough. There's definitely, that comes up a lot, is the prequels, and usually people would say, I saw it when I was younger, so they didn't quite have the hype for it, and to their credit, they're a lot more colorful than the past ones, so I think children, immediately it grabs kids a lot faster.
I didn't watch the original trilogy at that age, by the time that the first one came out.
You're Padme. A lot of people were Padme after that. A lot of people, even if they didn't like the movie, it's like, but the Gallic is so weird. I gotta try and create it.